Behold, monks, nuns, and venerable ones. The event that will occur in the future is not an ordinary matter. It is the most joyful time for all of humanity. It is the time when this world system will have a new soul, because a new sky that has never appeared before will manifest, and this will affect all living beings to prosper in Dharma, to make the world a livable place like a paradise. Humans will no longer face fear and ignorance. Everyone will know who they are, where they come from, what their duty is, and where they will go. The world will be without division and free from conflict, because everyone will know that they come from the same place and are the same being. But for that result to appear, the human world must face immense hardship, like an iron bar that is heated until red, heavily hammered on an anvil, and ground against a stone platform, tens of thousands of times before becoming a beautiful and sharp sword. At that time, if the entire human world were to enter a state of wondrous Dharma in a short time, one bodhisattva alone could not accomplish this. The world needs more than one bodhisattva to help create the soul of the world and humanity, ready for the new sky. Behold, monks, nuns, and venerable ones. I know well that before you arrived here today, before you became free from all bonds, you have passed through countless lifetimes. I know well that at this moment, every one of your souls desires to return to the motherland, desires to return to the embrace of the spiritual parent, who is eagerly waiting for you to become one with him. I know well that nothing is more important than this, but with the compassion that is the true essence of all of you, knowing in your hearts that countless other humans are still trapped in cages with despair. Only you are free and know how to escape from it. You will choose to leave or choose to tell them the method of liberation. If you can tell this to the whole world and make them all understand at the same time in this present era, you will not need to travel to the future, but it is still impossible. To do so requires highly efficient communication tools, and these tools will appear only in the era of maximum decline that will come in another 2,500 years. Therefore, a great mobilization will occur at that time. Deities from all over the universe will gather to support this endeavor to succeed. And most importantly, bodhisattvas who have experienced hardship and have a thorough understanding of the truth will return to gather to help all of humanity prosper in Dharma until the world becomes a paradise in the end. And this is the day that Mother Earth sent a plea to all the bodhisattvas, asking them not to abandon this world, to please help support the world so that it does not collapse, to help humans so that they do not fall into the fire pit beneath the earth, to help create beauty to arise. Because this endeavor requires humans who are great bodhisattvas, humans who know what is what, to be the doers. We cannot allow those who do not know to do this with ignorance any longer. And this is the day I will ask all of you, according to your own free will, because going on this journey, you will face various obstacles. You will have to experience many terrible things to learn, the skills to be used in the time you will meet, and those experiences will be extremely difficult so that you can understand them deeply. If you need to learn about pain, you will have to encounter pain that is more excruciating than any ordinary human has ever received. You may have to face severe harm. You may be nailed with sharp iron to prove the love that exists within you. But under the deepest feeling of your heart, you will know well that you must return to liberate all humans. You will come with a new and glorious life at the most appropriate time. even though the time you will meet will coincide with the day the sky is grey, a time that is a mixture of black and white, a time when the souls of all living beings are confused. Humans will be heavily sifted by the sieve of the universe. The shaking will increase more and more to separate humans with broad minds, minds that release attachment, joyful minds, minds with the highest love and compassion, or noble minds, because this new sky only needs humans with these qualities. At that time, the world will need a great number of noble individuals to be the ones to give light to humans, to tell the reasons why humans must have broad minds, why they must have minds that do not cling to anything, why they must have joyful minds, why they must have the highest compassion. And this is the time when all the great bodhisattvas must return to gather. The Buddha spoke and paused for several seconds before continuing. Here, who will volunteer to travel through time to the future with Akita? You will have to be born and die at least 20 times each, the Buddha asked, before silence covered the area again. This was a time of void, with no one expressing any opinion. Everyone sat still in a cross-legged position, with their eyes closed in silence. A gentle breeze blew against Akita's face. I could feel his thoughts, which were also my thoughts at this moment. Akita knew well that just knowing they had to be reborn even once, they already felt exhausted, because each lifetime lasts no less than 60 to 100 years, and they did not know what they would encounter in the lifetimes to come, how much they would face the difficult conditions that the Buddha had described. Therefore, being reborn 20 times was the most difficult decision. Akita perceived the feelings of everyone wavering back and forth between the desire to work with Akita or to return to nirvana. If he made any hasty decision, it meant that his soul would have to proceed according to the vow he had made. I vow to go, a young girl's voice spoke up amidst the silence. She slowly stood up, holding a clay cup with a lit wax candle in her hand. I saw her from afar because she was standing opposite Akira, almost in the last row. Even though she was far away, in my mind, I could hear and see her clearly. She was Benjasila, a young girl whose past life was Master Bhav. She was a fair-skinned girl, small in stature, with long hair tied in a bun on top of her head. She was currently 15 years old. She had been ordained as a novice nun with the Buddha since the age of 7. At this moment, I knew well who she was. I vow to go as well. Queen Malika, King Pasadi Kasala's consort, spoke and stood up as well. I will go to the initiator of the Papara monastery, spoke and stood up accordingly. Then I will go. I will go. I will go. Kolya, Pajapati, Badakacha, Nanda, Patachara, Atara, and almost 1,000 women who were both nuns and laywomen, spoke and stood up together. Due to the seating arrangement of this meeting, men and women were separated from the beginning, with monks not sitting with women. Therefore, the scene in my eyes at this moment was all the women standing up, together to volunteer to be born in the future world. On the men's side, the monks, the chief disciples, the Buddha's followers, and the layman, totaling almost 300 people, were still sitting in the same cross-legged position. And then, the first man's voice appeared to volunteer to be born in the future with Akita, which surprised everyone in the meeting greatly. I will go with you. Akita, the Buddha spoke and stood up. At the end of the Buddha's voice, a clamor arose, with a feeling of astonishment at what had appeared. Everyone expressed their opinions until it was impossible to understand anything. After that, another man's voice appeared clearly in everyone's mind. I vow to be born in that era. The only one in the meeting who was a soul. Communicated with his mind, but everyone there could perceive it. I vow to be born in that era as well. Kassapa spoke and slowly stood up after hearing Moggallana's voice in his head. I vow to be born in that era as well. Sariputta, Nanda, Kaccayana, Tissa, Rahula, and all the chief disciples, including laymen who were both ordinary people and great kings, stood up together and spoke in unison. I vow to be born in the Kali Yuga to help support the religion of the Lord Buddha, to make it stable and enduring so that the civilization of compassion can begin and continue in the future. Now I know who the companions waiting for me in the future are. I feel so comforted to know that they are all of you. Akita spoke after standing up as the last person. At the end of Akita's voice, silence appeared again. Now I saw a scene as if looking from a distance. It was a scene of 1,249 people standing in a circle, leaving a space in the middle. Combined with the light from the candle cups in everyone's hands, it looked like a small star spreading in a circle, under the full moon floating directly above the center of their heads. It was a beautiful scene, like a symbol of something that I saw and felt familiar, but I couldn't recall where I had seen it.